Good morning, Spiritual Life Center. How are you guys? Good, I'm glad. It was really cold this morning. I don't know if you guys were chilly, but I was this morning getting ready to be here today, which I'm so happy to be here. Let's start singing our welcome song all together. You guys ready? All right. Here we go. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In the right place, I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place, the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In my soul. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. And I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome, and your soul is welcome, and all our souls are welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul, oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. And I am getting the message loud
Well, good morning. Good to see you, Reverend Deborah. Good to see everyone, and our souls indeed are welcome here.
Good morning, Reverend James, and welcome to Blue Day. We greet you in the name of all, someone's applauding about Blue Day. We greet you this morning in the name of all that is good, all that is holy, and all that is sacred, and in the warm and loving energy of our community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and of course, the beautiful temples of nature, because we know there is no space that God does not grace. And if you're with us for the very first time today, whether here in person or watching us online, we especially want to welcome you because we know you are not here by accident. Every one of us is here by divine appointment. And we're always so grateful to be able to get together each week. And of course, that gratitude extends to silencing your electronic devices, and please refrain from flash photography during the service.
Well, let's take this time to connect with this presence. As we remember from where we have come, all of us are expressions of this one presence and one power and one reality that is known by many different names. We may call it the God presence, the divinity. Others refer to as something that's nearer than breathing, closer than our neck vein. But whatever we call it forth as the activity of our awareness right here and now. We speak the words of this presence as we affirm that each of us are those unique expressions of this presence, here to make a contribution to our world. We all have something to give. It may be considered big or small, but in the mind and the heart of pure spirit, it is all worthy of our efforts, because we all benefit from our presence. So today we remind each other of the truth that the absolute goodness of the Spirit of God, that this goodness is within each and every one of us. And we're here to anchor more and more of these qualities in our life so we uplift our world. Today is a good day because we're in it and we have an opportunity to express the qualities of the Spirit of the living God each and every moment of our day. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Well, we have a very important purpose here at Spiritual Life Center that's reflected in our mission statement. I invite you to join in as we affirm it together. To transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world, as we love, serve, and remember. And we carry out that very important purpose and mission by embodying and living out these 5 universal principles to the very best of our ability. Again, let's speak them aloud and embody them in our very cells of our body temple. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action.
And we have had a lot of action for our Wow Wednesdays. And of course, I want to thank you, Reverend James, for a wonderful 4 weeks of of metaphysical Bible interpretation. That was amazing. And then we go on to the amazing Sally Sion, who is going to give us Sing, Sing, Sing. And it's going to be a sing-along. And she says, it's whether it's old spirituals or Islamic chants, we know the song awakens our hearts. And then she says, if you can't sing, if you can talk, you can sing. Yes. And so,
if you can
don't know the words, she'll teach you.
All right.
So we will be having, yes, she will be doing that. And then the community meal will be at 6
6
and
o'clock.
the program will be at 7.
I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. And speaking of freedom and all of that good stuff, our online Fund of Vision and Gala replay will be up this afternoon, on Monday afternoon.
Monday afternoon.
Yes, for those who didn't have an opportunity to be at the Gala, we've had it recorded and I believe edited. And if you just want to see what went on, you can have an opportunity to do that. And at the same time, while you're online, go ahead and support our Fund a Mission. And you'll be able to support any area of Spiritual Life Center that you find that pulls to your heart And no matter what it is, it'll be of support to our community in some way, shape, or form. So you check out the gala again if you haven't seen it before, or if you're just seeing it for the first time, see it again.
And every fourth Sunday, approximately, Reverend Janee, who is the head of our youth ed department, gives us a youth update. And I think you have a lot of exciting things to share with us this time.
Thank you. Yes, we have a lot of good things to share this morning. Good to see you all today. Excuse me. We've been having a lot of fun in youth ed. The lessons for our younger kids have been about being kind and honoring our differences and how we're always connected to those that we love. All our lessons are centered on how God is within them and within all of us. We've been doing some fun crafts, and as we welcome some new friends, we're getting to know each other. Our teens have been very busy. If you have a chance to stop by and take a look at the youth ed room today, it's pretty fabulous. It's been transformed into a haunted house for our little ones. Our teenagers came in on Thursday, and along with Elaine, they decorated to the hilt, and they love doing it for our younger kids, and our younger kids just love it. So, yeah, and it's great for us old folks, too. So stop by and take a look.
Mature people.
There you go. Thank you, James. So take a look if you have a chance today. Our teens actually left yesterday to go up to Unity of Auburn, where they're creating a big, huge haunted house along with other kids in our region. And they'll be up there on Halloween, and they'll be facilitating the haunted house for the kids in the area and any of us that want to show up, so we're all welcome. And it really warms my heart that we're doing these regional events again. It means so much to our kids. So a big thank you to Michael and Lisa Lawson, who spearheaded this event, and our own YOU coordinator, Connie Vaughn, who drove our kids up and spent the night with them and has been building the house. And she'll be back this afternoon after they attend the YOU with the YOU kids up in Auburn, which will be a treat for all of them. A few of our musically inclined teens are creating a youth band along with Michael and Lisa Lawson. Right? And they have been practicing, and they're going to be performing a song at our Blessing of the World Religion service this year. And I'm really thrilled that our teens are going to be doing that service again this year. You're all in for a real treat. And that service happens after the first of the year. It's on January 8th of 2024 this year, and I'll be filling you in on more details as we get closer to that. We also have our fall rally coming up in just a couple of weeks on Friday, November 10th and Saturday the 11th, and we're going to be hosting that rally here at Spiritual Life Center. Our region has had some difficulty in finding retreat space since our group isn't quite as big as it used to be. So we were asked to host a shortened version of the retreat here, and we said yes. These events are so just meaningful and transformative for our teens, and we wanted to make sure that we make that happen for them. Our teen group here has really grown. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we are so grateful for the beautiful souls that are showing up here. And we have our annual, or maybe semi-annual, jewelry sale coming up again in December. We had a fun market yesterday, and a couple of folks asked me if I was doing the jewelry sale there, and I said no, because we're doing a big one in December, and it'll be the first 2 weeks in December. So if any of you have any used jewelry that you're tired of and aren't wearing anymore, we will gladly receive that. And all the benefits for our jewelry sale go to funding these rallies for our kids, and they make such a big difference. We never turn away anyone for lack of funds, so just know that your support of these kids really goes to such a wonderful cause. We love our kids here. And I'd like to close with just a really huge shout out to Elaine Laroa. Elaine has been working with our little ones and our teens for many years. And she is really a mighty force behind the scenes that you don't always see. Excuse me. With the restructuring that has happened here at Spiritual Life Center, Elaine is our youth director now. I am our youth minister, and Connie Vaughn is our YOU lead sponsor and youth ed coordinator. And we just have a really amazing team, and Elaine has really been the force behind that team, and I'm just so grateful for her and for all of the people that serve in youth ed. Elaine brings her whole heart to this program, and yes, thank you. We love her, and our kids love her, and I'm grateful for this team. And if there's any of you that working with our kids speaks to your heart, please come and talk to me. And if working with kids isn't what speaks to your heart, but something else is, please sign up and volunteer. It's such a wonderful way to get to know each other, and it just feels so good to serve in this beautiful community. So thank you all again for all that you do to bless our kids. I love you guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
So next week, just hang out at home for an extra hour, because we are setting our clocks back an hour because it's fallback time. So, and if you get here early, there will be coffee. But hey, just meander to church next week.
Yes. And if you get here early, we'll always have something for you to do as well. We'll figure it out. Well, one of the purposes we have a spiritual community like this is help folks have a changed life, that something will transform them to move from where they are to where they can be. And we have a wonderful story, that a person to present their own transformational story that you know and love. Sometimes you don't always see him because he's back in the back. And this is kind of his last, a formal day before he moves over to bigger things. We're gifting him to the universe in so many ways. But I'm going to ask Ira Mandela to come forward and share with us today. Looking sharp there, my friend.
Oh, shucks, thanks. Thank you.
Well, tell me, as we talk about change and transformation, were there anything in your life that was an obstacle that you faced that you needed to work through? Well, if so, what was that?
Well, from adolescence to early adulthood, I just, carried a bit of darkness inside, and that kind of looked like a lack of sense of self-worth and a sense of belonging.
Yes. And so how did that impact your life? How did it show up for you?
Well, I think it showed up as, some depression and some addiction and isolation, which kind of creates a feedback loop into those other elements as well.
So the feedback loop, would you say that was a time that you went to was it like a wilderness experience for you, or how did you?
A long and winding wilderness experience. Yeah. There were jobs and friends and relationships, opportunities and freedoms that were lost along the way.
Yeah. Well, at some point you were able to turn the corner. What was the turning point for you?
I was tired of living the way I was, and it became absolutely clear that change was needed. There was a series of events that I could not deny that the time had come for me to make significant changes in my life.
Yeah. Well, were there any particular practices or things that you did that were helpful in helping you with this turnaround?
Yes. Prayer and meditation, of course, is a foundation. Affirmations, leaning into passions that I have, like music. I joined a band. New passions like gardening. Just really deepening my life experiences. And SLC created fertile ground for those aspects to take root.
Okay, I didn't know about the gardening, but you
Yeah, I like to
so,
garden.
and did you discover any other things about yourself as you went on this journey?
I discovered that with intention, I have the power to change my life and to set a new course and grow into the person I wish to become and create a future that I'm excited to move into.
Well, tell me about where are you now? What's happening with you?
Well, I'm in a much better place than where I was then. I am now hopeful for that future. I don't feel that darkness as I once did, and leaning into connections with others and deepening my relationship with myself.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, man. Appreciate you so much. God bless you. Thank you. Well, and we all have our challenges and processes. And as I mentioned, that he's moving on to other things, but I wanted to send, because he's going off to, what are you doing now? Tell me can you tell us specifically what you're getting ready to move on to? Let me give you the mic again.
I spent a long time here at SLC growing as an AV technician, and that experience is going to allow me to take a full-time position with an events company that does events large and small all over, mainly in Sacramento, but also across the U.S., and it will demand a lot of my time. I won't be gone permanently. I'll be around.
Yes.
Maybe in those seats with a different perspective.
Well, we want to give you a special blessing as you move on, because we're just gifting you to the, as I like to say, you can check out, but you can never leave, so you're always going to be part of us. So with that, let's say our blessing to Ira. Ira, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold God's love as you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And there's cake available right after the service in the courtyard, because I think we have 2 cakes, one for the early service, one for the later service. If you want to come back, you can have 2 cakes. Well, just a reminder that we have a number of activities taking place at Spiritual Life Center, and the purpose, of course, is to connect and foster transformation and change in our lives. You can check out a number of groups, including our weekly small groups, such as our Faith in Action and other offerings. Check out our website. That really has all the information, or you can go to the hub and get more information about what's going on at Spiritual Life Center. And also look at the bulletin board out there. It also gives you ideas and what's going on at Spiritual Life Center. Of course, one of the things that we do at Spiritual Life Center is make that connection, through those various activities. And we don't have to wait until an activity takes place to connect with someone right now. I just invite you to, in a manner that feels comfortable for you, just turn to a friend or a neighbor and just say you are marvelous and glad you are here, and make your connection with them.
stay standing and join us singing our Faith in Action song by our wonderful Paula Mandela. Faith is the key. Here we go. Living my life from the inside out, moving toward my dreams, turning away all my fears and doubts. A world of black is not what it seems. It's no secret, there's a universal truth. The life that we are living is the life that we choose. I know that faith is the key to the kingdom of power within me. I see it, believe it, and now I can achieve it. Love moves in me and transforms every fear into courage. I feel it, I know it, and every day I'll show it. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I'm giving way to the divine flow, attracting all I need. With grateful heart, now for this I know it's there abundantly. It's no miracle, it's very clear to see. God can do nothing for me that isn't done through me. 'Cause faith is the key to the kingdom of power within me. I see it, believe it, and now I can achieve it. Love moves in me and transforms every fear into courage. I feel it, I know it, and every day I'll show it. Faith is the key to the kingdom of power within me. I see it, believe it, and now I can achieve it. Love moves in me and transforms every fear into courage. I feel it, I know it, and every day I'll show it. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Faith is the key. Faith is the key. Yeah, love moves in me. Love moves in me. Faith is the key. Love moves in me. Please be seated.
Indeed, faith is the key. And of course, we're doing our Faith in Action series now, and we're in week 5. And as we do each week, we have an artist that gives a pictorial representation of the theme or the topic of the week. And this week, we have Karen Thomas, who has her photo representation of this week's topic. And here's what she writes. She writes, "Be like a tree." This chapter's focus was on the gift of giving and receiving. Trees and nature in general embody the idea of giving and receiving naturally and seamlessly, effortlessly. The art of giving and receiving is rooted in their very being. Trees, and in the broader sense, the natural world, inherently give of themselves. It's part of the process. They don't stop to think they are not worthy or that they don't have enough to give. They don't have expectations of recognition or rewards from giving. There is no sense of depletion in their giving. In fact, their life depends on their giving. A healthy forest is in the flow, always giving and receiving. There is a divine supply that the natural world has tapped into. As Khalil Gibran said in The Prophet, "You said but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. There are those who give and know not pain in giving, nor do they seek joy, nor give with mindfulness or virtue. They give as in yonder valley, the myrtle breathes its fragrance into space. Through the hands such as these God speak, and from behind their eyes he smiles upon the earth." Be like a tree. Karen Thomas.
And now, as we move into the contemplative part of our service, let's embody the words of our vision statement together. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions. Weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom, we cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet.
I invite you to take a nice deep breath with me. Settle into your chair. We're going to sing this together. If love is If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. Let me give and then receive. Give and then receive.
As we move into our time of meditation, let's breathe together. Breathing in and breathing out. Feel your body relaxing with each breath. Your mind, your entire nervous system softening into the vibration of this very room. This beautiful vibration created from the thousands of prayers that have been prayed here, and the songs and the chants that we sing here, and through the beauty of each heart in this room, the vibration of your heart and my heart in this very moment. Breathe that in, deep into your belly. Breathing in and breathing out. If love is why we're here, may I be an open channel. May I give and then receive. Love is why we're here. Our purpose is that simple. We're here to love, to open fully to this living, loving flow of God, and to allow that love to move through us unimpeded. To let God have all of us. That's why we come together like this. This is holy ground, our sacred space to release that which doesn't serve us and to grow into God. The Talmud says, every blade of grass has an angel that bends over it and whispers, grow, grow. And you and I are no less. You too have an angel that bends over you and whispers, grow, grow. And to hear God's whisper, we slow down. We stop. We take time with our beloved in the silence, and we listen. We open. We receive. Here we are, God. Love through us. In every face I see the face of God. Can we love that freely? Can we love all that God brings into our awareness? All of it? Everyone? Yes. We can love like that. If there's anyone or anything in your life that's problematic, love it. Bring it into your heart and hold it there and give it to God. And if that's too much, ask God to do it for you. Never underestimate the power of love. With God, with love, all things are possible. As we move into the silence, God, we open our hearts and our minds and our very soul to you. And we listen, not just with our ears, but with our entire being in the silence. And God whispers to you, there's nothing more beautiful, holy, or sacred than your love in this moment. If you realized how beautiful you are, you would fall at your own feet. Receive that. And so it is. Thank you, God.
My love is a river overflowing. My soul is a fire with embers glowing. I am the essence of divine expression. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. My hands reach out to the meek and the helpless. My legs stand up for the ones without voices. I march to the beat of a servant's heart. vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. Fill me with that spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with the power. Fill me with the love. Fill me with the spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with the power. Fill me with the love. Fill me with that spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with the power. Fill me with the love. Fill me with that spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with the power. Fill me with the love. Oh, fill me with the spirit. Fill me with the goodness. Fill me with the power. Fill me with the love. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. Oh.
Yes. You indeed are a vessel of God. Yes, to be filled with the Spirit and goodness, power, love. All of us are those things. You know, there's a Hindu proverb that says, they who give have all things, and they who withhold have nothing. And I was thinking about that when I was preparing. You know, my son, he's going down with a couple of his classmates to do a video for a music that he created, some music that he created. And now he's up and about, driving down, and in my mind, I still remember him as a little kid, you know? You know, for some reason, I still see them, you know, as that child. But I remember when he was very young, we were going to go to Chuck E. Cheese. And I said, yeah, we're going to go to Chuck E. Cheese today. We're going to see Chucky. He said, well, you know, his first name is not Chucky. His first name is Chuck. His middle initial is E, so it's Chuck E. Cheese. All my life, I was thinking it was Chuck E. Cheese. So we went to see Chuck E. Cheese. And, you know, if you know, it's a place where kids come and they, you know, get tokens and they go on rides. And if they go on enough rides, they start getting, you know, these coupons, and they can turn the coupons in for prizes and things of that nature. So he had a bunch of tokens, and there was a little girl there. And she had no tokens, and Jalen just decided to give the little girl some of his tokens. And so we didn't think any more of it. We went about our business, and, you know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes later, she came running back and running up to Jalen and had a whole bunch of coupons that she had gotten from doing all the different rides. And she handed the coupons to Jalen, at least half of them to Jalen, and I realized, as I look back, that he was in the flow. And he had activated that spiritual law of giving. That spiritual law of giving, not for anything to get back, but unconditionally, because he wasn't looking for anything. He just gave it and then went about his business. And he did get some benefit. But spiritual giving is not about that. And I realized we need to, like he did, follow our inner guidance and give without any expectation at all. Nothing in return. So this is what we're talking about, the 5th week of our Faith in Action series, going with the flow. And this week's chapter is based upon the title, The Wellspring of Giving. And we're talking about giving way to this flow. And as I think about it, what this teaching is about, this New Thought Ancient Wisdom teaching is about, is about activating something that is already within us. Beginning to express something that's already within us, beginning to shine that which is already within us, so that this expanding good that we often call heaven can be evident through us and our life and our world. And we initiate that, I believe, by the giving process. It says in the Gospel of Luke that Jesus said something to the effect, give and it shall be given unto you. And we realize that giving is an articulation of a spiritual law. And in this week's reading, Brother says that giving is more than a charitable gesture or a contribution. It is an aspect of God. It's an aspect of what I like to call the force, or that energy that is inherent in all life. As Karen was pointing out in her painting. It's like the process of inhaling and exhaling. It's a cycle of receiving and giving, receiving and giving. And I was sharing this, with a friend who was kind of new to these teachings a while back, and the idea that this is a spiritual principle, and he was getting introduced to these teachings, and he was a little skeptical because he was saying, that all sounds well and good. But let me tell you my situation when it comes to giving. He said, I've given and I've given and I've given and I've given, and I just can't give anymore. Nothing's happening in my life. I feel depleted. I feel exhausted. I'm unappreciated, unrecognized. But of course, I realized that was an indication that he may have been giving from the wrong motivation, not giving a right. Maybe it was an indication that he was actually thinking or had got caught up in the belief in separation, and believes that somewhere along the line that he had his own resources to give from. And that somewhere along the line that he had his own stash. It wasn't God's, but his own personal stash, separate and apart from this grand universe from God. And if he gave of this stash, whether it was great or whether it was small, that some way, shape, or form that God was going to bless him or give him more recognition or more money or more prestige, a better place to work, or whatever the case may be. But if we give from that perspective, there's a mistake, because we really have no private stash. We have no personal life in that sense. And I think we've all been somehow, I would say all, but maybe most folks, maybe myself included, been led to believe that materialism is where it's at. And we begin to see ourselves separate from the source from which everything comes, separate from the God, from the life itself. And so we created a sense of separation. And we believe that we have something to give from that sense of separation. And as it points out in the chapter, sometimes that just leads to depletion and exhaustion and sometimes frustration. And I think even in our world today, jealousy and competition on the worst level. And we have lots of appearances that support that. So we want to give with the right motivation, understanding of what giving is about. Authentic spiritual giving means, among other things, to give is part of our nature. It's part of our being. And we don't do it for any reward. There's a story about a telepath. And this telepath could commune with nature. And one day the telepath was walking through an apple grove and said to one of the apples, or one of the apple trees, I've been noticing something about you. You have all these magnificent apples. And I see that you give apples to everyone. And people pick the apples and you gladly let them have them, and then you grow more. Tell me a little something about yourself. And the tree said, well, I don't know what to tell you other than it's just my nature. It's my nature. I love to give. And then the telepath asked him, well, what about the people who throw stones at you? The apple tree responded and said, oh, they get even more. They throw stones at me and I drop more apples. They get more apples. And then the telepath asked him, well, have you ever desired a taste of your own fruit? And the tree said, oh, no, that would be ridiculous. Only human beings want to get a reward for their own fruit. They want to be the ones who want to get a reward for their giving. And I think that little parable gives us a message. We're here to radiate the spiritual presence of God and give without looking for that reward, because to give is our natural way of being. And even those who throw stones at us, metaphorically, or actually, may talk negative about us, criticize us, or, we give them more love. We give them more peace. We give them more harmony. And those who try to impugn us, we put them at the top of the prayer list. They go to the top of the prayer list. And so we have an understanding of authentic giving. And realize we keep everything that we give away. We keep the energy. I always like to say that, they get the copy, but we keep the original, whatever goes out. And that's why I said that we want to be cheerful givers, because God loves a cheerful giver. There's a great spiritual law that, like I said, that you get to keep everything that you give away. And I always love that quote from Imelda Shanklin. She wrote a book, What Are You? And part of that book, she writes something that says that you never want for somebody else what you would not want to see objectified in your own life. Because whatever you send out, you keep. It comes back. And I think in that same vein, another wellspring of giving is the principle of what I call circulation. And of course, we know that circulation means to move something through a circuit. It goes around in a circle till it comes back to a starting point. And there's a scripture in Ecclesiastes, I think 11th chapter in the first verse, and it says, cast your bread upon the waters, and after a short time, it'll come back to you. It'll return to you. So we got to ask ourselves, what bread have I cast on the waters lately? What have I been circulating lately? People say, there's no good coming to me. Nothing's happening. What's going on? We might want to ask, what have I circulated? What bread have I cast upon the waters lately? It only comes back what we cast upon the waters. Sometimes people are trying to get other people's bread. They cast, that they've cast. Other people cast bread. So let me see if I can get their bread. But we only get the bread that we cast on the circulation, on the waters. In our metaphysical Bible class, we're talking about all the events and the people and the circumstances really represent something going on within us. And metaphysically or metaphorically, bread equals universal supply, universal substance, and water equals infinite possibilities. And what we're here to do is cast on the divine substance our awareness and the realization of our oneness with God. And we are to cast our bread upon this oneness on a daily basis. So we find ways that we can be a giver. What are we casting upon the waters, knowing it returns to us, pressed down and multiplied? And if we don't cast any bread, we don't get any bread. If we don't cast any love, we don't get any love. If we don't cast any peace, we don't necessarily get any peace back. It's a universal law. It always comes back to a starting point, because we're either circulating or we're stagnating. Circulate or stagnate is always up to us. And when people ask, well, my life is stagnating, we ask, what have we placed upon the water? Where have I withheld myself? Where have I withheld a kind word? Where have I withheld compassion or forgiveness? Where have I held off any of that and closed myself off and believe in limitation and started holding back? So we cast our bread upon the waters, knowing that the more that we give, the more that we receive. Not that we're trying to get anything in return, but that just means how the universe works. And sometimes we just want to fully give from the space that we are. Many folks, and maybe times in our life, we don't fully give of ourselves where we are, and sometimes we want to move on to the next place. Years ago, I got a call kind of out of the blue. I don't even know how they found where I was or the number, and it was a person who wanted some guidance or counseling, and they were going through a lot. And he said, I'm really sick and tired of where I'm working. I start trying to do other things, and then all of a sudden my life just starts falling apart. I understand you're a reverend. You got all the answers. What's going on? And my response was like, in my mind, I'm saying like Scooby-Doo, I don't know. But I closed my eyes and pulled out some crystals, started looking at my psychic cards, looked at my own palm, said a few ohms. I didn't do any of that. I focus on spiritual principle. But I say you got to fully occupy where you are. So you go where you are, where you're working, and just give a little bit more than what you're getting paid for. And there's something that Emerson said, that when you do that, you put the universe in your debt. And the universe not wanting to be in debt will push you to another level of self-expression. And I think this is how the principle works. This is how the universe works. I remember I was kind of going through my own dark night in the soul, and I started working at this designer furniture store. I don't know if you ever go to those stores, and the prices are extremely high. And I'm looking behind the scenes, I realized the markup is phenomenal. I mean, they may buy something for like $100, and they'll sell it to someone who wants to put some designer stuff in their house or apartment or condo, and they'll sell it for $2,000 or $3,000. I said, I'm in the wrong business. I mean, that is unbelievable. Anyway, that's not the real story. But anyway, I was working there, and the owner, had I was doing some kind of menial work, and I think one time he wanted me to take some of the older furniture and go up into the dusty area of the store and just put them out there for people to buy at a discount, which was still pretty high. And I decided just to go all out. I said, I organized it, I staged it, I polished up all the furniture that was in there, and I put flowers. I don't even do this kind of stuff. Put flowers out there, had a little fragrance going on, and it was awesome, I have to say. And what happened was the owner came back and he said, my God, I wasn't expecting you to do all of that. And of course, then he moved me on to some other higher level job in the company at the time, simply because I simply gave more than what I was expected to give. And I realized that when we give more than sometimes than what we're getting back at any time, the universe will fulfill itself through you. It'll either the space will expand or we'll expand beyond the space. It'll give us more because it begins to realize that we have to expand and give more because we have more to give. We're dealing with a law. In biblical terms, it says that the universe or God is no respecter of persons. It's a respecter of our consciousness. It's a respecter of our energy. And as the reading points out this week, people have to know where they give from and to give way to this divine process. As that statement says, as you give, so shall you receive. And the very act of giving is the receiving. Brother Wolf notes that there's something in our life that if we think there's something lacking, and there's one sure remedy for filling up for what we think is lacking. And he said, just give. Many years ago, there was a popular country western song, and I happened to run across it. And I'm not necessarily into country western. But, what I found out about the country western song, they have great stories. If you listen to the words and the lyrics, they know how to spin a story. They know how to spin a yarn, as they say. And there was this song called Desert Pete. And I think a group called the Everly Brothers. I don't even know if they're around anymore. They're around long. They sang some country western songs. And as the title of the song suggests, they lived on a desert. And that was the subject of the song. And right smack dab in the middle of the desert was a well that the people would come after a long day of travel. And when anyone approached the well, they would see a sign next to the pump that said, you've got to prime the pump. You must have faith and believe. You have to give of yourself if you're willing to receive, drink all the water you can hold. Wash your face, cool your feet, but leave a bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, Desert Pete. And as each traveler approached the well, they would see the bottles full of water, and they faced a dilemma. The traveler was so thirsty, they didn't, if they didn't get water, they might die of thirst. And yet the message was that they received was that they are to make the water that is in the bottle, take that water and pour it down the drain in order to prime the pump. And then in return, the promise that they would have more water than they could ever need or use. And so the dilemma is this: should they pour the water down the pump? And if the traveler understands and aligns with the law of giving, they know the power of letting go of the water. They have the power to know to do this without any hesitation, to pour it down the water. And sometimes in our own limited understanding, we may reason that we must get before we give. Then as we turn around, we walk the same groove. We take that into our life, and we say that in order to get more, I gotta get more. I gotta get more. And somewhere along the line, we come from a place of not enoughness. And we may focus on getting and shut off the spirit of giving. But with spiritual understanding, we grasp the power of the statement, give, and it shall be given unto you. Even when it doesn't seem logical, like in the story of, Desert Pete. Anyway, in this week's chapter, Butterworth notes, to give way to the flow, we must understand that true giving is not something that you do or for or to someone. It's your consent. It's your allowing to let the flow of God through you to be those vessels for someone. I had a friend who was a native of Vietnam. She was an engineer. And she had called me because she wanted some tips on speaking, public speaking, and communication to help with her job, because she felt that she didn't do well in that area. And then later on, she called me back about another event that she was having. She was going to interview a friend. And she's going to interview this thing they call StoryCorps, that sometimes is on National Public Radio. And they interview people who have interesting stories about their life, and then they put them in the archives at the Library of Congress. Anyway, she was going to interview a man. His name was Chuck. It was not Chuck E. Cheese, but his name was Chuck. And he used to be a logistical engineer in the Navy. And she wanted to interview him because he had helped her family during a very harrowing experience in the war zone in Vietnam 45, 50 years earlier. And Chuck used to coordinate evacuation of civilians and work with my friend's father, who happened to be in the military, and those two became very good friends. And she was telling me the story. He was telling the story, rather, all the twists and the turns and the close calls and the dead of night that he had, taking this truck, transporting a bunch of kids. And there was another time he was driving a bus that was getting riddled with bullets as, was taking a group of people to freedom. And, he was talking about the time that he was dangling from a cargo plane as it was taking off because he didn't want to leave any of the kids behind as the plane was rising up. And, and all the, the background, there was explosions and flames. And it was kind of like a James Bond mission impossible that he was describing that he was going through. And he talked about how when my friend's family did not have a home, Chuck took them in. And they took them in because the father of my friend was not able to be there because he was still in Vietnam. And the friend wanted to tell his story, and so they were practicing the interview. And he was saying that Chuck, he was a guy who never skirted the issues. He was like straight and narrow But he did some things to save the family, and people ask, why did he do it? Why did he risk his life? Why did he circumvent the rules, to help that family that had like 5 kids in it? And he said to my friend that he did so because he realized he's just part of humanity. And they are an extension of my human family. And we are all God's children. If anyone suffers, then we all do. He was saying, we all do better when we all do better. When we give to another, we actually are giving to ourselves. And he said it helped change him. He became more compassionate. He became more humane. He became a better, richer person spiritually. And his prosperity came from that realization of his oneness and giving from that oneness. And then years later, my friend, wanted to honor him and started creating a foundation to give scholarships for people in his name. I think his sacred giving to that family left a legacy that will enrich many, many more lives. Anyways, I close out today. I think they capture the essence of giving way to the flow. We come into the awareness that we're no longer willing, if we ever were, consciously or unconsciously, to be a swamp, period. And of course, a swamp is a body of water that has no outlet at all. Some kind of way, some water got in, but it can't get out. So it becomes stagnant. And swamps are dead water that not even the animals will drink from. And somewhere along the line, if we become a swamp like in any spiritual quality, it deadens us. It siphons off our energy. Creative ideas cannot flow into our awareness. Love and peace cannot flow from our heart. We must find an outlet to express and shine our gifts, our talents, and our time. We want to say somewhere along the line, I am here to be a rushing river rolling downhill. There is not only a strong inlet of the Spirit moving through me, but there's a strong outlet. And we affirm to ourselves, I am a place of giving. I'm a place of shining. I'm a place of glowing. I'm a place of radiating. And we must be a giver in life, a contributor. We want to wake up and say, how can I give more of myself today? In that way, we'll never be a swamp, but we'll be in tune with the ocean itself, to be a wave in that ocean, be a flowing with the expression of pure spirit. And there is so much overflowing that it simply oozes and expresses as our life. And when we do that, then we know what it means to be in the flow of life. Peace and blessings to you. Each week we have an affirmation that Shay is going to put up at any moment now. Appreciate you back there. And let's affirm our affirmation today. We use for this week. I am both an inlet and outlet for the stream of life. I surrender myself, allowing divine substance, love, and intelligence to flow through me. And that is the truth. Well, next week, Reverend Deborah is going to be continuing on with our Faith in Action series, and her talk is on all things come to pass. Thank goodness they don't all come to stay. Many things come to pass. And Paul Sanchez is going to do the meditation. We'll have Ann Roach and Laurie Schiffer. I kind of combined both names today. But Ann Roach go music, and of course our Soul Light Connection will be here as well. If you like prayer immediately after the service, our chaplains are available. We have 8 chaplains that rotate to be here each week. And they're wearing the white stoles, and as I like to say, you don't have to wait till there's a problem. You can pray for something and just celebrate that, knowing that whatever we celebrate and appreciate and give thanks for, it actually increases in our life. So they're in the courtyard to pray with you right after the service. And for those who are new online, if you want to stay in touch with us, you can fill out one of the online welcome cards, and we'll let you know what's taking place at Spiritual Life Center. But more importantly, if anyone's here for the first time today, any first-timers here today? All right, I think we're all been here before, but as I like to say, if you're better today than you were yesterday, a little different today than you were yesterday, you're new. So hopefully you're newer today than you were yesterday. So we can keep shining each other up. At this time, for those who are online who would like to support Spiritual Life Center with your gift or your offering, you have an opportunity to support Spiritual Life Center, and you can simply text SLC Love to 44321. That's SLC Love to 44321. Or go to our website, slcworld.org, click the Donate tab, and give in other ways, including by mail. And with that, let's affirm our offertory blessing who would like to support, those who would like to support Spiritual Life Center with your gift today. Or if you've already given electronically or by automatic giving, know that you're in the flow of that circulation that we talked about. So let's affirm that offertory blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Life unfolds with grace and ease, endless possibilities. They're everywhere, they've always been, when I choose to let them in. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I've outgrown those smaller dreams, the way they used to limit me. I make this space, invite love, and magic fills my life again. There's something bigger calling me to follow where my passion leads. I trust the flow, I don't need to know. I dance into the great unknown. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I'm gonna set it free. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh let it be. I said I'm finally free. Ooh, you know I'm finally free. Oh, 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 blessed be.
Blessed be. Oh, let it be. Blessed be. Well, we bless those who have blessed us with their gifts, or their offerings today, either in person or online, or through automatic giving, knowing that it's providing a place for those who wish to grow, develop, unfold, transform their lives, make a difference in the world. We provide a container for them to have the tools to do that. So we're grateful for the support. No matter what size, no matter where it comes from, what part of the earth, we're grateful for the receiving of those gifts and those offerings. We also bless those who have left their prayers in the prayer box today. And we're reminded that we are one in the Spirit, and we all have challenges that we experience in life, bumps in the road. But there is a presence that we can turn to and lean on that help us navigate through or around or over these challenges and help us grow more and more into the truth of who we are as spiritual beings going through this human experience. There's so much going on in our life and in our world today, but we know that there's a presence, a power, a love that is far more powerful than the experiences that we are having in our life and in our world. And as we come under its government and guidance, it moves us from where we are to where we can be. It helps us realize our spiritual potential that is always there, that reminds us that which within you is greater than that which you see in this world. In the times that we're going through now, we need to remember that, give our faith energy to that, lean on that, and then we see miracle upon miracle happen as we begin to see the power that is not only within us, but comes from that God presence that we are. It is done. We are grateful and thankful. Amen. Let's now take in these words from our prayer for protection and realize it's the truth of who and what we are. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. Let's sing our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let it
Begin with me.
Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. Let this be the moment. With every step I take, let this be my joyous path. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let it begin with me. Oh, yes.
Peace and blessings to you. We have some wonderful, scary beings in the back celebrating Halloween, and hang around for a little post music.